I'm realizing today this is going to be more of an update on how things are going instead of like its own open Friday thing, which is what I wanted to really do originally with Fridays. I had this big plan this week today of taking Christian's question from Twitter this week. He had a really great question about players showing up at the table and being disrespectful of time, things like that. And I wanted to have that as maybe like a Twitch stream tonight where we can have like an open chat or have a friend on and the two of us could talk together about it. It's sort of like a debate. But then I forgot. It's Judge Evie's birthday today. So while nothing crazy planned, I want to make sure we have the night spent, kind of dedicated to her. And I'm going to I've been asked to make enchiladas for dinner. So we'll see how that goes. And which also means that I don't want to kind of schedule anything big tonight just so it takes away from the evening. So guess what? You get just an update show of what's going on over here in our world. One big thing going on, as you can kind of see, is my 3 foot long, Sophie's Revenge pirate ship came from Reaper Bones. I had no idea it was 3 feet long when I ordered it last year. I got it. It was after the Kickstarter had closed for Reaper Bones 5, but it was during like where you could go in there and in backer kit and get it. And wow, I don't know how I'm gonna paint that. I paint everything by hand, so it might live in a box for a while. I think the box is pretty impressive. I really think that just having the box out, I think is about, I could put the box out and put miniatures on the box and use the box as terrain, right? Without even having to take the boat out of the box. So that's a possibility. We'll see if I do that. So some updates. First off, I am, oh, I am about halfway through reading Ptolus. This is my dedicated reading this week. I've been getting between 50 to 100 pages read an evening. I'm around page, where am I? 320, I think. Let me see. 335 I got to last night. I'm currently in the South Market of Ptolus, which is, definitely, it is the market. It is the place that you go in Ptolus if you want some cool gear. You go to the North Market, or just the market, if you're looking for basic wares, like, I don't know, where's the South Market at? Maybe the South Market's at. Am I mixing my stuff up? No, I don't think so. The South Market, the South Market offers more shops than open markets, as well as a number of commodities, markets, workshops. The proprietors of Blackstop Printing hold an interesting secret, and the Golden Tooth offers wares for those with the taste for gold, but there's more in this district than just shops. Check out the gambling den known as the Cockpit and the hideout of the criminal Corbin Trelone. Let's see here. So yeah, this is craziness. All right, this book is crazy. I'm just gonna say it. There is so much in this book, as you can see by how many bookmarks. And I feel like I'm getting a history lesson, like trying to realize or remember, there's two market districts, the North Market and the South Market. And one has more like basic wares and things like that. And another is all about, you can buy the crazy cool things there. And there's Midtown, because you want to be in Midtown for all of the, yeah, I think it's the Northern Market. I'm gonna look here. I think it's the Northern Market is more of like the basic kind of, I don't want to say dull market, but it's like, there's not a lot of adventure in the Northern Market that's gonna take place, but the Southern Market maybe. But in Midtown is where all the adventurers gather, and that's where, it's kind of like Midtown Manhattan. It's like the tourist district, right, of Ptolus. When I got this book, I, first of all, I never thought I'd run a campaign in it because I was in the middle of a lot of DCC at the time. I was running a Lankmar campaign. I had already been in the middle of a city campaign, so I didn't think I needed more urban campaigning. And I thought that I knew what was in here, and I was wrong. And this so far, maybe this single greatest city supplement that I've ever read. It is very different from Lankmar, so I'm happy that I don't think the two are going to intersect. I think a Lankmar campaign and a Ptolus campaign are going to feel really, really different. So I'm not worried from the gaming perspective of, whether, we're going to have a good time or not playing this game. I know we're going to have a good time playing this. The one thing with the book closed and sitting over there, I there's so much going on in this game, in this product, and I'll share this next Thursday when I do like more of the book review. But it feels like this book is alive. There is stuff happening at every turn in Talus, and I can kind of see now why there's been so much positive feedback and praise over the years for what it did. And hats off to Monty Cook, for writing it originally, and definitely hats off to the team at Monty Cook Games for translating it over to both Fifth Edition and Cypress System, which is like Bruce Cordell and Sean Reynolds. So you guys are doing a fantastic job, or not are doing. You did a fantastic job. Well, you are doing a fantastic job. You do other stuff too. But there's more to come on that. I'm also, about, I don't know, not far, maybe 10% of the way through the Dungeon Master's Guide for 5th edition. I'm more flipping through this stuff for things I need to know. And this has been sort of the book I've been flipping through when I didn't want to have Talus with me, because that's a big book to carry around. But I'm coming along on that. I did something that I swore I would never do this week. And I feel kind of guilty. And I know I'm going to get flack for it from some of my friends, especially my non-D&D friends. And I went and got a paid D&D Beyond account. The one thing that I had said I would not do previously, like I was like, well, if I'm going to do 5th edition, I'm not going to get a D&D Beyond account. Well, I got one, and then I'm like, well, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it for free. But then I didn't, because I wanted to make sure I did the proper research and I had proper access. And I did pay to get the copy of the Player's Handbook, so I can share that with my gamers, and they have access to it, the information in there. And I will say, while I do think it's overpriced. I think it is. I understand that if you are playing with younger players maybe, and you want to just share the data from one Player's Handbook, that's great. But that's not the case in my situation. But with it being overpriced, now that we're trying to form a campaign using D&D Beyond is sort of like to leverage all the capabilities there. It's like driving a Lexus when I'm kind of used to driving a Honda. I'm used to character builders and stuff like that spit the first character out, but you're responsible for updating it. And so I would say it's a luxury item, kind of like the Dwarven Forge I have over here, right? It's a luxury item. I don't think it's something that every player should be messing around with. I do think for GMs and dungeon masters who are trying to get their friends into gaming, it does seem like a really great tool to kind of take on all the onus yourself, all the price burden yourself, and then your friends don't have to do much at all. They just have to log in and make their characters. I do like that my friends are able to make characters and log them into my campaign, and now I can see their characters as they're developing. That's pretty neat. Touch of a button. I remember back when I've run previous campaigns, it's like, go scan your character sheet and send it to me, or if you're keeping track of it online, send me the file, which is fine. That's fine. But this is nice. So, I don't know. I'll share more about those characters when they're finished, and I have more to share about that. And so there has been some reaction from my friends who are like on we're fellow anti D&D people, the folks that like spoke out. Judge Evie has had her week of reactions, but then she did make a character this week. She was playing around with the 5e character builder on D&D Beyond, and together she made a something bard. What kind of bard did she make? She made a bard. So both she and my wife have made bards. I think it was just to test it. I don't think she's going to play this bard, but you never know. She made a bard named Chummy. So anyway, got a lot of grief here this week from Judge Mark of Glowburn. He's going to keep needling me. He is a holdout for D&D 5th edition Dark Sun. So if that ever comes out, I think we got Mark, and he will come over to the dark side, right? But I have had a lot of great conversations with my friends who have been big D&D players over the last few years. So, when I left the D&D community and kind of went into my own like indie verse, from 2013 till now, a lot of those conversations I haven't been a part of, So a lot of this is, I know is for many of you who are watching, this is old hat. This is old stuff. Yeah, what? He's talking about the DMG? I've had that since 2014. Okay. But for me, this stuff is kind of new, and it's sparked different conversations, and I've had discussions about why people like Dungeons and Dragons Fifth Edition, and what a lot of it's brought them back to the table. That's pretty neat to see people that have kind of left the hobby for a long time, and the accessibility now of RPGs is exploding, and the fact that it's everywhere, and it's throughout pop culture. That's pretty rad, right? So anyway, more to come on all that front. But that's it. That's the update. Tomorrow, as per a request that I received, I'm going to do an update, just sort of a at 303 Funk asked, I'd like to hear about how you got into role playing and your earliest experiences of playing and GMing. So tomorrow I will tell you about Kid Wizard and how bad that went, and some of like my early experiences with basic Dungeons and Dragons and then Advanced Dungeons and Dragons Second Edition in the early '90s. You got to go back to when Brian Adams was, everything I do it for you on from Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. That was my summer of Dungeons and Dragons. So we'll go back to Brian Adams tomorrow. All right. So all right, play nice, kiddos. I'll see y'all tomorrow.